Hello students. So today I am going to discuss about the introductory session on NLP, natural language processing. So first of all we will discuss why study NLP. As we all know, text is the largest repository of human knowledge. There are many sources of textual content available, such as news articles, web pages, scientific articles, patents, email, government documents. And we can all process these sources of text or the content we can process for various engineering purposes. For example, we can uh, categorize the news articles into different categories like sports or like or you can say politics or entertainment. In this way you can categorize the news articles. This is you can apply the NLP or the processing to the news articles. Then similarly, you can cluster the articles about the same event. So how this is possible? You can get the news or articles about certain event from different sources. Say you can get it from Times of India or through different sites or through different newspapers, and then you can cluster the articles about the same event. Okay, so then you can search a particular article through a keyword, or you can summarize. That is called news in search. So different processing can be applied to the news articles according to our different requirements. Similarly, for the web pages, you can apply the question and answering a particular content. Then the scientific articles can be processed for help in the research by different researchers. The patents can be processed by different organizations or companies for who are searching after new products. And then emails can be again processed for spam or no spam, or to generate a automated response. Similarly, the government documents can be processed by lawyers who want to see some existing solutions about some case. So in this way, we have a plethora of textual content which can be processed for a different engineering applications. But this is not the all. There is more to it. Lot of other sources of textual content, that is through the social media. From the social media we have another different sources of text such as tweets, Facebook posts, comments, plethora, WhatsApp, and you have also Wikipedia. Another, whenever you have to search for something, some article, then Wikipedia is considered as the best source of knowledge. So now tweets can be, we can apply the tweets for different, like we can have a sentiment analysis. Then we can apply the tweets for some social good, like some crisis management, or knowing a person's problems. Some persons can have their some suicidal tendencies or some type of problems which we can know using the processing. Same using the Facebook posts and comments. Then using Quora, we can get to know similar questions or topics relating to our queries. Similarly, WhatsApp, Wikipedia, all these we can apply our processing for our required applications. So now, why we study NLP? Another main reason is the requirement of language to be translated into another language, because lot of textual content is also being generated in various other languages. So a study has been done and it is seen that this is the amount of textual content available, and we can see that in English there is so much, in millions in Chinese. And so if we know only English, then we will not be able to know the textual content in other languages. For that purpose, we have an engineering application known as machine translation. Machine translation, which does our work of translating from one language to another. The example is Google Translate. So, but what is NLP? If we have to say what is NLP, it is the technique of making the computers understand what we write. How the humans beings understand, we want to make the computers understand. Then not only understand but also generate the particular text. The computers to make it write and speak. The fundamental and scientific goal behind NLP is to have a deep understanding of the broad language. The engineering goal is to design, implement, and test systems that process natural languages for practical applications. So the natural languages are like English, Hindi. All these natural languages are to be processed to have practical applications like sentiment analysis and machine translation, and likewise. So the goals can be very ambiguous. Perfect translation, suppose. There can be instances when, in previously, when the Google Translate returned us something not so perfect, such as Google is awesome is translated to Google Bhayanak hai, which is not the correct one. But now it has been corrected. So we may not expect the perfect translation. And it is also, the mistakes may happen also through human beings, as you can see from the picture. So goals can be practical, like if we type I, then then it will be then some suggestions will come as per the time. So there is auto completion facility available. Then auto correction, if we make some mistake, the it will suggest us the correct result, it corrected automatically. Then the information extraction from a piece of text, certain entities can be extracted, the information can be extracted to meet our needs. Sentiment analysis, we have seen we can have positive, neutral, and negative sentiments. So the domain specific chatbots can be developed for the same. Other goals, there are many other goals which we will see in the subsequent sections. Now, why is NLP so hard? Because there exists a lot of ambiguities. We see a lexical ambiguity. So the same word appears different according to the context. Now the key here is the context. Now the first, now why NLP is so hard? Because of the presence of ambiguity. Ambiguity. Because when we see a word, it may have different meaning according to the different context. So here, wills, will. So the first will corresponds to the question mark. The second will corresponds to a name of the person. The third will is a verb. Fourth will again corresponds to a name. And the fifth will corresponds to a noun. So the same word has a different meaning. Now there may exist structural ambiguity. So for example, given the sentence 1, the man saw the boy with the binoculars. Now it may mean that with the help of the binoculars, the man saw the boy with the help of binoculars, or it may mean that the man saw the boy had binoculars. So it can have I mean, two meanings. Then comes number 2, flying planes can be dangerous. So it can also mean ambiguous. That means the meaning is not certain. For example, it can mean that the planes are dangerous, or it can mean that flying the planes, the act is itself is dangerous. Now, similarly, you can have a different meaning to the sentence. So there may be structural ambiguity present in a sentence, which makes it hard. Then we see here the hospitals, there are some more ambiguities present. Hospitals are sued by 7-foot doctor. It may mean that there exists doctor whose height is 7 foot, or the second meaning, which is actually more real, is that the doctors are treating the foot area of the patient and there are 7 in number. So again, the second sentence, stolen painting found by tree, it suggests that the tree has actually stolen the painting, but another sense, the more realistic meaning is that the stolen painting is found near the tree. Third sentence, similarly, teacher strikes idle kids. So the more realistic meaning is that there is a strike by the teachers and the kids are idle. So the ambiguities are pervasive, and we can have different meanings of this sentence. For example, it can mean that cook. Second is has made a toy dog. Third is it can say that he has fooled or avoided her, and then it can have another meaning that transformed through some magic, and then it can have another meaning that then he has actually dressed the dog or offers. So it can have more meanings. So therefore the ambiguities are pervasive. So here also there is a wide conversation between a person and a computer. When the person says that I saw a monkey with a banana, whereas the computer says that's gruesome, because the computer has misinterpreted the word saw as like that of a carpenter's saw. And also when it has corrected and it's thought that the person has seen that monkey with the help of a banana. That means, so the computer asks, what else did you see with the help of the banana? So that is what this ambiguity makes NLP hard. And more also is there. That means there is a non-standard English nowadays, and there are idioms. There is a presence of new senses of a word. For example, the giants can mean the multinational companies, MNCs, now they can be referred as giants. That's sick, dude. It can mean that it's crazy in a good sense. Then where is a box life playing? It may mean this is album. Album, it suggests an album. So in this way, we can see why it makes a natural language understanding very difficult. There are so NLP is very vast and its applications are very vast. It can have spam detection, part of speech taking, named entity recognition, sentiment analysis, conference resolution, word sense disambiguation, parsing, machine translation, information extraction, question answering, paraphrase, summarization, dialogue. Now, we can actually map the problems to various ML paradigms. For example, sentiment analysis, news article groupings, these applications or problems can be mapped to the text classification ML paradigms present in ML. And then the named entity recognition, code mixing, part of speech tagging, etc. These NLP problems can be classified or mapped to the sequence labeling. Then machine translation, transliteration, abstractive, summarization, chatbots, they can be mapped to the text generation. And these are the textbooks which we will be seeing, which will be covering in due course of time. So thank you, and hope we will have a pleasant learning experience in due course of time. Thank you.